Good evening, buddy. Good to see you again. Whoa, nice. Probably need to improve these messages so it doesn't just say the URL, but it also says, like, you know, the sign up or something like that. Give me a second, let me see. Is my microphone fine? I suppose it is. A bit louder even. Let me know if it's good now. Should be. I did kind of up it now. Up. Okay, I mean, we can do more. It's okay. Okay, now it's now it should be pretty loud. Hopefully not too loud. Let's see. Where's my Sure, motive, yeah. Oh wow, it wasn't even on. Wow, that's weird. Okay. That is super strange. Let's see. Yeah, this is too much. Gain is too much. Should be fine now, I guess, right? Yeah, that should be fine. Now it's back again to this crap. Yeah, okay. Music a bit loud, maybe, yeah. I don't know, could be. But yeah, this should be fine now. This should be fine now, I think. I think so. Okay, so that's good. I think should be fine-ish now, right? Yeah. I don't know. I don't fucking know. Let's give it a shot. Like this. Now it should probably too loud. I don't know. Let's leave it there. But I can see it's kind of popping a bit. So hopefully it's gonna be fine. You like it? Okay, good. Alright, let's kind of remove this. And let's switch back to this. Yeah, something like that is fine. Alrighty, cool. Well, good to see you again, buddy. Let's do a bit of a stream today. Let me actually see what I wrote. I wrote something for today that I wanted to do. Give me 2 seconds. Should have written it in our board, but yeah, I was just URL parsing, onboarding, feedback, AppSmith dashboards, tip-tap table. Okay. Alright, so one interesting thing that we could do today would be that we Dear Diary, exactly. So I think what would be cool to do, let's imagine we share JS Weekly or something. So let's imagine you come here, you share a link, you say this is a link and it's cool. So once you do this, so and I used to have this before when I built this platform initially, but Josh, my friend, good evening. So I think now with TipTap now, because we have improved this image so much, right? Because of this thing, it looks so nice. I think it would be nice that we also add a preview. So let's kind of design this feature a bit. So let's actually start with that today. So let's say URL parser for TipTap content. And that's what we're kind of gonna do today. So essentially, shit, what? Yeah, that's weird. Okay, so so essentially we have to, let's define what it is that we want. We need to be able to parse the metadata of the website once the user shares the link inside of TipTap editor. We also need to support 3 thought card types. So a card with only a regular text, card with text and image, card with text, link and image, card with link, right? So these are all the permutations, right? So if somebody would go here, like what do we do if there's both an image that they upload but also share a link? So that's kind of something to consider. And I think long ago I already wrote an API for this. Where's my cursor? Is it not opened? It's opened, okay. So yeah, so if we go to utils router, I think we already have scrape URL. We do. I remember building this very long ago, and for this very reason I didn't want to remove it, because I knew that we're not going to. So we have this get URL metadata. Then we do some validation, make sure that we don't parse some malicious stuff or download files. Then we get, so technically this works, right? I mean, we could even test it locally in Swagger, but I would say that for the most part works, right? So now what we would need to do when it comes to tip-tap content, right? That's a little bit more complex. We would need to, so let's imagine you paste the URL. So I guess we would need to do this once you post, not like, so not when instantly when you paste. We would not convert this, otherwise then we have to build a tip-tap like but is there like tip-tap URL preview? Do they have something like native that they expose already, I wonder? No. Dev with Shoaib. Hey buddy, good evening. Thank you very much for coming. Yes, I don't think that they necessarily have it, and I don't think that I'm very excited to build the plugin itself. Let's do a little bit of a research here. Nah, we don't care about that. Yeah, this is kind of what we want, right? By Victor. Pros Mirror link preview for Pros Mirror. The Pros Mirror link preview plugin adds Discord and Slack link previews. Okay, let's take a look at that and see if we can kind of get inspired a bit. Yeah, we obviously don't want to install this. Alright, let's not do this. Let's do it on post. So basically, good evening to you as well, buddy. Good evening. Okay, so that's kind of what we're gonna do, right? So we need to, so we're not gonna do the preview when you paste the link. We're gonna just grab the first link you post, I suppose, and then just share it, right? Just do the parsing, etc., etc. Okay, so let's kind of do that. So if we, so obviously we're gonna that is our plan. Let's also go back and forth with the AI and save some time. So let's bear with me for a moment. So we have the taught item, which is our core component for that. So let's kind of open up a composer. $7 p.m. here. It's 8:37 here. I'm very good, man. I just put my kid to sleep, and yeah, I'm gonna stream a little, spend some time with you guys. Essentially, As you can see, we are currently parsing the image, one part of tip type content, and then we kind of make it like a card. We need to do similar when link is posted, and we already have an, let's give it a RSS, where I wrote this long ago. No, that's the wrong place. Yeah, both of my kids are sleeping now, so yeah. Where was that service? Jesus Christ, man. Are you kidding me, bro? Ah, come on, man. Still running around. Yeah. My older son very quickly fell asleep. That was super weird. I think I was cuddling him. I was tickling his back, and he just went into deep sleep there. Yeah. As you can see, our get URL metadata is already capable of fetching the metadata of the website. Hence, we have nearly all blocks to implement this feature. Yeah. So Cedric, I mean, I know how to do this. This is literally a 10 minutes task type of stuff. For us, it's a little bit different, right? We're using tip-tap content, and our tip-tap links need to be extra. So I mean, it's also simple for us as well. It's just a very different context, right? This type of stuff is you basically parse the metadata from the URL, and then you append it, right? So we already have that. I built that very long ago. But we had this working with something else. Wait, I think I have like. So I would say, yeah, you'll see now. It's fairly. When should the link metadata be fetched and stored? When displaying a thought, fetch metadata on the fly. I would say for now, let's keep it simple. Okay, let's see. This is going to be an interesting one because it's we have several permutations of possibilities here. So let's see. Because yeah, we'll need to make some decisions. Like if you post an image, so if you come here and you post an image like, hey, myself, and then you post a link like https google.com, what do we show? The image that I added here, like this, or the metadata returned by google.com, right? So there's now like that little decision to be made, that type of view. I don't know how other platform image. Okay, got it. Yeah, okay. I mean, I have a standing desk here, and I have it at work because here in Denmark, it's mandatory to provide standing desks at work at least. But you know, I go several times to gym a week, and I run to work sometimes and stuff, so I don't typically stand too much. But yeah, but I do have it here, and I also have it at work. Can we build your app with, I mean, you can try, yeah. Try it. If you ever think you can do something, I would just say do it. I would not doubt it, right? Because talking about things is meaningless. I would just say whatever you think you can do, do it. Storing metadata link. Yeah, I'm not sure about this, honestly. Like, let me just think. I mean, so you could say that this has, so this is not bad, because think of this as store as value or a reference in this context, right? So now it's suggesting that we store the link metadata, right? But what if metadata changes, right? So you get what I mean. So it's always that issue. So should we store this at all, or every time we just parse the URL, right? So you can see it's kind of very inefficient. Like if we don't do this, right? No, I mean, again, this is not bad, right? It's just, again, it would kind of store at that moment of time, it would parse whatever it parsed, and that would be it, right? That's right. But then it wouldn't be dynamic. So, but also performance-wise, it's better because we wouldn't be fetching it every single time, right? So, yeah. I don't know. Kind of split a bit with this, right? From one perspective, you can say under quotes, there's some performance implications, tiny ones. That is literally parsing the URL, getting the metadata. But then on the other hand, yeah, right, I also think so. I am actually unsure how I feel about storing this JSON-B metadata. I think it's better if we fetch it every time to also ensure the accuracy, etc. Yeah, I mean, this extraction is very, very quick, so I wouldn't worry performance-wise about that. Where should the metadata be fetched from? Of course, I mean, we already have this. Backend, of course. How should we handle performance when displaying a feed with multiple thoughts containing links? Load thoughts first then. Yeah, let's see. We don't know, right? This is an interesting one. It's an interesting problem. So let's see where we're gonna land with this. It's quite an interesting thing, right? We should also do some profiling maybe and stuff to see like how much. And actually, we do have some profiling set already, so we can monitor how much does this affect. Sure. Just note that we already have okay. Sure. Okay, let's get back to the plan. I mean, honestly, yeah, honestly, this is not bad. I think this is a good plan. Yeah, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Then we need to like review the crap out of it and fix the code that it generates and stuff. But I think, yeah. Yeah, I agree. I just disagree with these attributes though, but whatever. This could be a bit more strictly typed instead of the unknown. This is actually pretty bad. And I don't know why it did that, but we'll review that. It's okay. We'll review that. Extract the first link URL from TipTap content, sure. Yeah. Sure. Useless comments completely, as always. But why do we need this? I mean, oh, I see why we need this, yeah. Alex, yeah. I mean, this project was started many years ago, I would say. Yeah, initially I started with JS. Yeah, that's correct. Yes, you're absolutely right. Good memory, for sure. David, hey buddy. Haven't seen you in a long time. You good, man? Right, correct, sure. Enrich thoughts with link metadata. Yeah, this doesn't really... How long it took you to convert all the old code to TS? Maybe 1 day, maybe 1-2 days. Good, man, good. I mean, I still build this whole platform in a stream, right? So it's in most of the time. Sometimes I do code off stream, but good, man, good. It's as I always said before, I keep building it and not talking about it. So you know, that is the difference between people who do things and who talk about things. So I would say it's moving forward, and you know, that's all that matters. It's starting to look really awesome. So I would say, yeah, very good, man. Very good. GDT, hey, buddy. Good to see you, man. Thank you for coming. correct, yes. Oh, I love just reviewing it as it does it slowly, because it's so easy. This is correct, also correct. It's either gonna be there or null, because not all thoughts are gonna have links. So far very correct. I'm impressed. This agent editor, I'm not familiar with this. Where is my composer? Why can't I open that crap? Like, hopefully they didn't remove composer or whatever, because this agent bullshit. How do I close this crap? Yeah, I'm not happy with this view, man. It's very confusing. Looking at this, what is this, man? Is this like keep changes in this file? Okay, keep all pending changes in save files. Okay, left corner click. Yeah, but it's not there, man. It's not there. I know what you're saying, but this is not what I want to see. Review. What the fuck is this? How do I open composer? I don't know. Composer. There used to be like, what was it? K maybe, I don't know. Alt K, Control K. No, it doesn't work. Maybe they fucked it up with the last update. Is it? It doesn't matter. It's okay. Okay. Just I don't like it. I don't like this. I'm so confused now with this shitty UI. It's all over the place. What is this crap, man? Jesus Christ. It's so irritating. I don't know where it is, man. I have no idea where it is. Malok, hey buddy. I'm very good, very good. How are you, man? How is life? Yeah, that's correct. Let's just do it old-fashioned way. Very important, sure. Yeah. Correct. So I turned this into a service. I mean, you could say that it's fine. Useless comments as always. Yeah, here we have a utility for this. So let's say error utils. Sure. Okay, good. That's great. Failed to fetch URL metadata. Okay. Okay. And then it did something in the UI, which is fine. It looks fine to me, at least. So let's see now, technically, if this works locally. What? Oh, I see. So we're kind of farting out somewhere. Let's find that. So it's calling to JSON on something somewhere. So most likely here in the service, something got messed up. Let's actually take a look at our Docker container. Yeah, so this crap is farting out, okay? Okay, wow, this crap is back, okay. Also, why is it manually casting, man? Why are you doing that? Jesus Christ, man. That is absolutely disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. So what is this returning? Typical hard worker. Hey, buddy. Good to see you. Okay, that was super weird. Super weird. Let's try that again. Is it still failing? Actually, it does work. There it is. Here it is. Wow. So it did actually work. That's crazy. Oh, David, thank you very much, man. That's very kind of you. It actually worked. Thank you again, buddy. Thanks for supporting this platform, man. I really wish more people would do that, so I could reinvest into people, into the community. Does Fastify handles? I don't think that any framework or whatever handles any of these security concerns per se. You would have to handle it yourself, yes, with either some community plugin or something like that. But okay, this was absolutely impressive, I must admit. So essentially it kind of did it end to end, and it did work. So I must say I am, to be very honest with you, impressed. I will just move this maybe right below the image over here, just so we can kind of see it. So yeah, that is absolutely insane. And let's just style it a little bit, and then we'll kind of, because right now it's very weird. So let's find the H3 here, H3 or whatever, our own, from our own library that we built. Or maybe H6, something possibly smallest. Let's get rid of that. And then we should probably tell it to remove the original link, maybe. Maybe not, I don't know. But either way, let's do that. And let's actually also take a look at the metadata that we do get. So let's refresh this. So if we actually take a look at the metadata that we got for this bad boy. Link metadata, so as you can see, description, and there's really no image. That's a bit weird. Let me actually go to my LinkedIn. Let me yeah, let me paste this thing. Let's see how LinkedIn does it. Does LinkedIn actually parse this method? Yeah, so they're not parsing it either. Okay, very good. So our parser is working. Let's get Yale very quickly here as well. Okay, so let's also try npm. Let's try something with an actual image. So let's go say this is an npm, this is an npm. So we do this. Yeah, and as we can see, during the creation, we'll have to also return it. Interesting, okay. I would expect the metadata to be there. Chica, my friend, hey. I would actually expect the metadata to be there. So let's see what happened. So this is the first one. Yeah, the metadata is null. Very weird. Okay. Did we fart out or something? Let's try that again. Let's go. Let's docker ps. Let's find our... Yeah. Okay, error fetching data. Okay, I see, okay. That's exactly what I wanted to see. So let's kind of debug this a bit. Error fetching metadata, la la la. Okay, why are you erroring out, my friend? Let's see. Why are you failing to fetch that metadata? Sure. Okay, so we're getting 403 from forbidden from npm.js server. So they don't like that we are actually. So let's see if AI has any knowledge of that. Maybe there's some flag in this parser that we're using that's not, you know. So let's give that a shot. Yeah, but why are we getting 403? That's the thing. Is there some setting in this open source parser that would kind of enable us to get the metadata? I tried the same link on the LinkedIn side and it was properly parsed. But either way, this is good. I mean, we for sure will have some places where we can't get the metadata, so we obviously can't error out. We need to just yeah. So let's this is exactly what I'm talking about. We need to kind of imitate that we are the actual browser. So this might actually work. Let's see. Yeah, just adding a user agent and some stuff could kind of mimic to their end that, hey, I am some sort of a user coming from somewhere, right? Nah, he doesn't like it still. So let's try. I guess it's still farting with 403. Yeah, okay. Let's take a look at the parser official docs. So open graph scraper, and that's what I was open graph scraper. Let's ask another. Is there some more popular OS package than this? Let's see what others are using in the context of JS that's maybe more. Scraper, browserless scraper module, other scraper. Okay, let's do a little bit of due diligence and research here. And let's also see what this guy tells us. Matty, my friend, hey. URL metadata. Okay, let's kind of research a bit. So what is this? 121 weekly downloads, okay? Matty, my dear friend, what's up? And then what we're using, open graph scraper, okay? So this is what we are using, right? This seems to be the most simple node module, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, man, same, dude. Having 2 kids myself, I feel you, dude. Yeah, I'm literally going to do this. because this is exactly the same problem that I'm referring to, right? Because yeah, we are basically being blocked by npm, which is, yeah, which makes sense, because I mean, they're not literally blocking us, they're trying to block bots, right? And right now we are kind of behaving like a bot, so Mr. Situation, hey buddy, good evening. Good to see you, dude. Huh, okay. I mean, fuck it, let's try to search, let's try to share a linear app, okay? It's just, it would be nice to kind of nail it so we don't get blocked. This is a linear app. Yeah, so you see how nice this looks like, right? Yeah, I've been studying computer science. I never graduated because I dropped out at the third year. This was very long ago because I got a job offer and I actually never came back. I remember my teachers told me, Alex, you came to university so you can get a job and you already seems to have an offer, so if it doesn't work out, come back. And then I never came back. I never needed to, luckily, so. Same, man, same. I mean, honestly, I have nothing against universities. I liked my school. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed being with people, and like, it was great. Yeah, but this was very, very long ago, man. I'm 37 years old almost now, right? So this was very long ago. It was different times and stuff like that. And I was also programming way before I went into school, right? I was already a programmer. I already had a job before I started my university, right? So I didn't go at university when I was 18. When I was 18, I started working as a Cisco engineer because I was, you could say, a clever kid already. So I was programming from way, way before I started my university. I didn't go to university to learn programming. I wanted to go, I went to university because I thought diploma is something that matters. But most things that I knew, I didn't learn on university, right? I learned them on my own. But by no means, and good evening everybody, thank you very much for tuning in and for writing a message or two, I really respect that. No, I mean, again, like, we all, please never take anyone's example like as granted, right? I would say, I think universities are amazing. I do love the schools, and I think people should go if they have a chance. So this is not to say, oh, because I never finished it fully, you shouldn't do it. That's not like that. Things are circumstantial, right? For me, things are circumstantial. The job that I got back then was very random. I moved to Sweden or somewhere else and I never came back, right? So it could have been different, right? So I would say, you know, people say Bill Gates never graduated, or I don't know, Steve Jobs never graduated. Yeah, but none of us is Bill Gates or Steve Jobs, right? I think university is university. You don't go to university necessarily to gain knowledge anymore. I think that's objectively true. I think you go to university to meet people along the way. You go to university to make connections, to learn how to think, to learn how to talk. So there are many ways. So even though I haven't finished it, I'm not going to sit here and shit on it, right? So of course, but is it justifiable what's happening in the US, that you get in, I don't know, hundreds of thousands of dollars of debt? Of course not. Keep in mind that universities in Europe are free. because we pay them through taxes. So if your school is free, why not take it? United States, of course, I believe there's also free education there in some areas, but I know that most good schools you need to pay a lot, right? So that's of course now open for discussion, right? But you know, when I was a kid, and for those of us who programmed, who wrote Pascal and COBOL and stuff, programming was truly a magical thing, right? I mean, I became programmer completely randomly. I never had a plan. I never planned to be where I am. I never studied. I never even knew that I'm ever gonna make 1 cent with it. Since I was very young, I loved computers, and I still, man, sometimes I'm sitting in an office here in Copenhagen, looking through the window by the sea and thinking, how the fuck am I here? Like, how the hell did I deserve this, right? It was just pure passion, nothing else. I never for 2 seconds thought about my life. Like, oh, when I grow up, I'm gonna finish university, then I'm gonna get a job in an office, and then I'm gonna sit there and make 6 grand. Like, zero of that. I didn't even know I'm ever gonna make a penny on it. I just did it because it was so fun, and I really loved it, and it just turned out luck. That's all. That's the whole truth, to be very frank with you. Nothing else. Pure luck. Pure luck. Nothing else. Yeah, absolutely. You notice in life that as you get older, and as you know, I work as a tech lead now, and I work in technical leadership. You notice as you go through your life that knowing people becomes everything, right? Especially once you want to get the CTO positions, a little bit more serious positions, you realize that, you know, connections mean a lot. So I would say, you know, don't close doors anywhere with your ass, as the saying says, and you know, meet people and be good with people, learn how to talk to people, how to win them over, because at the end of the day, if you don't know anyone, good luck. It's gonna be very tough. It's gonna be very tough. That's why I say, for those of you who ask, go to meetups, meet people, make connections, don't be an asshole. That's why I say, even on Programmer Network, if you sign up, put your name there. Try to impress people, no matter where you are. It can be online, it can be offline. It's absolutely irrelevant. There's really no there's no difference really at all. Matty, luck is not so real. I used to think the same. I was lucky this and that. I spoke to my old hiring manager before I left. I thanked him for hiring me and genuinely thought it was the right place, right? And he simply said, the fact I shook their hand on my way out the building was the reason for the hire. Yeah, man, exactly. Pretty much, yeah. The thing is, I think when we talk about any sort of education, any sort of path, left and right, up and down, right? We can't forget one fundamental thing, which is we're all different, right? And for example, I've known myself for a very long time, and I always knew that for me, right, I'm a very self-driven person. I'm a very autonomous person. I run my team in such a way. I love Marty Kagan, author who wrote, Inspired and Empowered. So for me, I better strive when I'm self-guided than guided by others, right? And I think this applies also to universities as well, right? I mean, I think I would say that objectively universities are great for no matter who you are, but they're better for some people. They're better than others. That's what I mean. Some people need guidance. Some people constantly need someone to hold their hand and get them from A to B, right? Some people need direction, some don't, right? Some people strive in a bottom-up way of learning, some in top-down way of learning. Some people are like, yeah, just give me the problem and let me figure out the rest. Some people are like, yeah, you need to kind of show me first 15 steps so I can kind of get into it, right? And neither is one wrong, right? You need both types of people, but some people better thrive in chaos and lack of certainty, lack of clarity, and some really suck at that, right? And you need kind of both. And depending, for example, if you're building a company, if you're building a startup, for example, very first hires you need are people who just deliver, people who do strive in unknown. But then as you grow, you get maybe Series A, Series B. Now you're kind of hiring people who are better at who are more agreeable. You need maybe people who are just better at specific things rather than generalists. So there's a profile for every stage of the company, and so it relates to university, right? So some people need school because it guides them to somewhere, right? Some people are like, yeah, I can learn that on my own, What advice to freshers? I don't know, my friend. I don't have much advice. I must be honest with you. Yeah, I don't know. It's very different times today than it was 20 years ago, 25 years ago. Today there's this AI, and objectively this AI is very good, and it's hard. I mean, I know that people are reluctant to people are can't wait to give an advice to a junior or whatever. I would say, I don't know, man. It's gonna be tough for you guys for some time. Because AI has changed even our own industry that used to be like, we thought, oh, we are programmers, blah blah blah, we'll never blah blah blah, this and that. But things have changed, and nobody knows for certain. Nobody knows for certain. Well, I mean, look, even if you learn all of that, you don't learn it, right? So if that's where you're spending your time, that's a wrong time spent. You cannot learn system design. You cannot learn any of that by not building things, right? You can theorize about it, but you can only truly understand the patterns in system design by actually building systems, right? Not by reading about it or doing these silly things. So I know that you're tired, man. I don't know. Again, as I say, it must be very, very tough for you guys. And I empathize for real, and I don't know what I would tell you, honestly, man. I don't know what I would tell you, except make sure to do other things as well. Get a boyfriend, girlfriend, wife, kids, family. It's always easier when you're not alone, and it's always easier when you have someone. So I would say focus also on the right things in life, and that is family. That is really the most important thing is family, I would say. Everything else is less relevant. Family network, exactly. No, I'm just kind of being a little bit of a freak here, but there's these like, where is this crap coming from? Kind of wish that AI never came along. Kirill, my friend. Hey, buddy. Good to see you. Okay, I mean, the parser surprisingly works really well. What can I say? I mean, it works really well already. How is life, Kirill, my friend? How are you? Okay, and we need to do a crazy test now again. So let's okay, so if we edit this, what happens? So if we remove the URL, what happens, right? Let's see about that. Okay. I mean, you could say that that works. Yeah, got it, man. Got it. So let's update again. So we'll see. We already know that there's one thing where we have to refresh now. Okay, but what happens now if I add an image? So I add this. I update. Yeah. Okay, so this is what happens. Okay. Okay. So this is kind of what we have to decide. Is this what we want, right? So if you upload both an image and a link, this is what you get. So that is not optimal, I could say, right? So I don't know, Cedric, if you're still there, but what do you think if there's both a link and an image you add, what should have higher precedence, the image or a link? I guess the image, right? Okay, I might have an idea. So, okay, so let's say, you clearly wanted that. I agree. Yeah, exactly. So what we're gonna do is, so we're gonna say if there's link in metadata and no image and this, right? So we're gonna do a couple of permutations, but then we're gonna also do another permutation here. We're gonna say, hey, well, if there is an image, then we see what we do. Nobody knows for certain, okay? And then we'll do something like this. Oh, shit. Okay. But then we don't need to, yeah, exactly. And then let's say here, include image false, whatever. And we can maybe say that image is included by default if not passed, okay? So if we go in here, exactly, nice. So maybe something like this, right? Even though no, fuck, it can't be there, let's extend the prop. Sure. So it can't be here. So, but we'll find a place for it. Okay, let's play with it. But I'm starting to like this. I'm starting to like this a lot. It's just... yeah, I'm starting to like this, to be honest. It's just, should the link be on the top or on the bottom like this? That is unclear now. Like, should we put it like somewhere here like this? Link preview. What about a sub card for... Tensei? I mean, yeah, I don't know honestly what you mean fully, but I'm all open for suggestions because this is now a type of stuff that's interesting to kind of figure out. So I mean, I'm absolutely open for any suggestions you guys might have. Or just the border code. Let's try it. Let's try all of your suggestions. I'm absolutely with you. That's why I've just extended the thing with the class name prop so we can kind of play with it a bit. So maybe we can kind of... maybe like this, guys. What do you think? Yeah, right now it would, Cedric. Yeah, right now it would, yes. Right now it would definitely do that, yes. What? Okay, but there's one wrong thing right now. Shit, wait, what did I do? So this state is correct. We have an image craft, my friend. Good evening. We have an image, and then we just parse the link here. We probably need like some default type of thing, like yeah, cursor pointer. So it kind of indicates that. We maybe also need a group, and then yeah, hover. What the fuck was that? Okay, but let me actually not go crazy with it. Just give me a second, guys. Okay, so this kind of case is maybe good. And then the question is, like, when we parse the link, like here, should we remove it from the text? But like someone says, maybe Cedric, like we can't remove the link, maybe because somebody might like go and do something like, instead of putting it there, they can make the whole text a link, right? So that is a difference there. And actually we didn't parse this properly, which is weird. So that's actually good. So you can see there are several states that we have to check for. I can also see that this state is wrong. Give me 1 second. Yeah, Craft. I hear it yeah. I would say that, I wouldn't say consistent, but for sure. But for sure, I try. It's been fun lately. You know, having AI, you know, it makes it more fun for me because I can accomplish more stuff with this very limited time I have. So that is for sure, definitely. Okay, so and we have a state where we have... Oh, I see. Anyone here not using React anymore? I'm just tired. I don't know how to comment on that. I don't know how to comment on that thing, man. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you about that, my dude. Drink water, thank you. Link metadata and that is so weird, man. That is absolutely terrible. Like, it makes no sense. Like, now we're showing both the link in here and link in the header. So how is that possible? Okay, so that is correct, kind of. Okay, that is correct. Okay, so if we go back and edit this, and again, https github.com, I mean, I guess we are covering the states now properly. Is this great? Maybe we should put the link below the content. I'm actually not sure, to be honest. But it feels weird for it to appear like... It feels kind of weird to appear below the what they're called, you know, like... but thumbs up and thumbs down, right? So maybe, what do you guys think? I think it's better if the link is below, not on top the content. I mean, it shouldn't be kind of taking the, I don't think it should be taking so much, what do you call it, space or importance, right? So maybe if we kind of put it here, do this, and that, right? Then we get rid of this. Shit. No, it will be within, I think. Yeah, for sure. You mean of the preview? Is that what you're referring to? Because I don't know how it is on GitHub, we can check it. But this is what I'm suggesting. So you see, we parse the link on the bottom, not on the top. Also, this text there shouldn't be blue per se. That's actually... I think this makes more sense that the link is down, not up, right? Then I mean we can do more styling and stuff. That's let's say under quotes an easy part, right? Yeah, I'm wondering the same, and I do believe yes. That's my take. I think yes. But I don't know myself. The biggest problem is there are too many permutations of that, right? No, yeah, well, I mean, yeah. Now we're getting into a bit too many edge cases there, right? Like, do we want to parse cards for every single link or not? I don't know. That's also a good question, right? But now we're getting into very deep waters there, right? Because you're absolutely right. What if somebody pays two different things, right? That is a very valid question. I get it. It's just how far do we want to go with this? That is the question, right? How far do we go with this? Because yeah, you're right. Why not multiple links, right? Why not multiple links, right? I mean, let's literally ask that question. Why not? Why wouldn't we show cards that? But then, right? But then the thing is, right? Like which? So you see in this context. So this is an example where I upload my own image, and then we say the image always has the highest precedence over things. But here, for example, if in this case we shared multiple links, which one should be the whose image or whatever should be the image on the top, right? So you see there's many cases here, it opens up so many questions, right? And then you're gonna say, well, you should be able to choose which one. Well, then we need to extend the table or create another table of some sort that stores this information. Oh, so user can go and choose which link they want to. So it gets a little bit more too complex, right, to handle. Yeah, I wouldn't even say it's hard to code. I just don't know. I would always say, is it necessary, right? I mean, it's more, yes, is it necessary? Is it worth maintaining? And does anybody want this, right? So like, hey, I'm gonna come here and share 3 links. Maybe, I would actually even go as far and say if there's more than 1 links, don't even do the card like this. I think actually that is a correct rule, in fact, right? I would actually say that if you have, I think I would go as far as say if you have multiple links, then don't show this preview of a link at all. Just show them as cards like this. I would actually say that is a way more logical rule, right? And they probably know why, right? Because keep in mind that right now, I'm not storing this metadata in a table. Because these will always be parsed. I'm not storing this information in a database because I don't want to, number one, and I want it to be the most recent data anyway. So every time we refresh this page, we're gonna parse this thing again, right? So we're gonna go and parse this metadata. And you can say that's inefficient. Well, we'll see if it's inefficient, we'll optimize. We're not gonna prematurely do it. But also if we store this metadata and then this GitHub thing changes, they have a different picture, some author updates an image of their article, now we are, now our card is showing wrong stuff, right? So this is basically pass by value versus pass by reference type of problem, right? So, I'm gonna make a rule now. If there's more than 1 link, we don't show the card. So let's actually parse more than just. Let's actually parse all the links, not just one. in simple words, if user posts links, we get the metadata for each. X for developers, no, not really, not X. I would say that Programming Network is a platform that tries to aggregate all the common features into one platform, right? And of course, the goal is to build something long-term, so people will get sick of AI-generated content and all of that crap, and people will strive for a community where they can at least talk to people. So I would say it's not just X. X is just a feed. Here we're trying to kind of aggregate most of the useful features into one platform. So you have your own profile, which is the center of the world, something you're super proud to share with others. No, it's not. You can sign up already. I mean, the platform already has like 2,000 people or so. I think 1,800 something. But so yeah, but you know, this whole platform is built with community, so it's fully transparent. I intend, at least now, I have no intentions, even if it would become something one day, to make money with it. It's something that I hope for would strive at one point in time, and then be self-sufficient, right? People would keep it alive, you know, because only really thing we need to make money for is hosting, and that's it. Rest is not like a protocol. No. I'm not into Noster or anything like that. No, definitely not. Definitely not like a protocol. It's just a regular type of platform. Nothing fancy about it, if you may. The fancy thing is that hopefully, well, the fancy thing about it will be hopefully transparency and stuff like that. No ads, no bullshit like that. So I would say that would be the selling point. Okay, let's very quickly solve this, because I want to focus on building the product, not this, because now it's failing with something else. Let's actually see what it did. We need to review the living crap out of that. Okay, so it updated the link metadata to be an array of objects. That's correct. Also updated that. All correct. Yeah. Yeah. Correct. Nothing wrong there. Yeah, we already saw this. Yeah, should be no changes there at all. Extract all links from TipTap, okay? Hi bro, what you think about find job and what do I think? What do I think? I don't know how to respond. That you need to be a bit more specific. I'm not sure what do you mean by what do you think. Like, are you saying what do I think if it's hard or not or something like that? I would assume it is, at least based on what I'm saying and based on how much we are hiring as well. That yeah, I think he means commercial. Yeah. Okay, wow, it actually works. So you can see we are parsing multiple fellas right now, ignoring some of the UI glitches. I mean, now the only thing that sucks is that we're parsing the... So someone said an interesting thing like, hey Alex, if you part multiple ones, there should be a way to toggle between them. Whoever said that, let's do that. So I agree with that. So now in the UI, let's have a carousel of some sort, so user can horizontally scroll different links if multiple. Yeah, I like the suggestion. Let's do it. I like the suggestion. Let's ignore the style for now, that who cares. Also, interesting. No, we'll need a navigation either way, right? So I think it failed with that right now, or maybe it didn't fail. Maybe we're not seeing it. Where is the navigation arrows or similar? And then we'll do some stuff with yeah. So this is starting to look very good. I mean, honestly, yeah, we'll see. I don't know. Let's give it a second. No, I don't use. I built my own UI library. So for this project, I built my own UI library. No, I'm not using third-party shit. How big a part of your workflow is it? AI is probably writing 90% of my code now. Of course, it's writing it with very high details in most cases, but so I'm orchestrating it still, and I have to review everything. But it's completely it would complete idiocracy to write code manually relative to this. I would say that would be almost tragic, right? No, I don't like this. All right, let's not do that. Let's create a carousel component instead that maybe encapsulates this very logic. That stuff doesn't exist in a taught item hooks. No, I mean, if I'm updating, maintaining stuff at work that doesn't need much stuff, then of course I agree. But for all the new things, it would be silly not to use it. This is not a matter of belief system or anything like that. It's just a matter of logic and common sense, right? You cannot literally, even in insanity, in a video game, in Matrix, write code faster than AI. That's just the right. So, I mean, you still have to do your massive due diligence and make sure that it doesn't fart out like crazy. Absolutely. Nobody's suggesting that you can just... So, of course, you shouldn't be working in an agent mode or any crap like that ever. But you need to know what you're doing, and you need to spend a lot of time reviewing. But the amount of time it saves not needing to press keys is just insane. I mean... I think this is at this point beyond discussion. It's just how it is. Do I like it or not? It's absolutely irrelevant, right? My personal beliefs about this are not gonna change anything, right? The fact is that the tool is here, and just like any other tool, you use it to your advantage. Just like farmers were objecting tractors. We want shovels. We want to break our hands and our palms, right? No. So it's the same thing, man. You still need someone to operate the tool. The same way you need someone to operate a hammer or a jigsaw or whatever. You still need to know what the hell you're doing. So nobody disagrees with that. And you should still learn programming really well. You should still learn patterns. So you should still learn everything. That is still probably even more important today than it ever was. So if somebody disagrees with that, then so I would never. So it's still incredibly important to learn the skill and to, you know, do whatever. But there's absolute value. You can't do what I'm doing if you don't understand code. If you think that I'm somehow magically generating this crap and clicking accept, that's not happening here. This project, objectively, probably code-wise, is better than 80% of code base on the planet right now. Because that's why this project is taking so long, because I do it for fun, out of passion, and I don't just blindly do it, right? So if I didn't know what these things are, I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing, right? So it's absolutely important that you learn how to code. I would say it's more important than ever, because then you can use these amazing tools today to do amazing things, right? So it's like, of course, it's doom scrolling. That's a good one. So no, I mean, again, you have to get yourself to a I think, so let me tell you what happened past 10 years in a programming industry, and this has nothing to do necessarily with AI. So programming became very accessible. Let me kind of tell you, like, I wrote my first code when I was maybe 9 years old in elementary school, so that was 28 years ago. So 28 years ago was the first time I wrote some code. I remember at my elementary school we wrote Pascal, and in Pascal we were building these CLI applications, like you say what's your name, and then you generate a random response. You do a math rand, right? And at these times, and then many years afterwards, after I was 9, 10, 11, 15 years old, programming was truly a craft where programmers kind of were very proud of the code that they're writing, the quality, etc. Not to say that the code was amazing. Code was never amazing, right? But then as the tech industry grew, and as the focus moved from whatever the focus was onto shipping fast and failing fast, you know, as agile development and all of these concepts in a compound aggregated way took over, the quality on code and that type of stuff disappeared slowly, right? So, and there is this massive amount of misunderstanding, right? Exactly of these types of things, like your programming tool doesn't matter, it is your product. That all of this is fucking bullshit, man. If you want to be a programmer, you need to know your language. If you want to build web apps, you need to know JavaScript really well. If you want to build CPU drivers and GPU drivers and write a kernel, you need to know C well. And this is really all that there is to it. If you want to be a programmer, you have to learn what programmers have to know. That is many things, from your runtime, either be it an operating system or a browser or whatever it is, and a million other things, right? So this idiotic mindset online, on LinkedIn and all of these crappy platforms, like, yeah, syntax doesn't matter, you don't need to know the details of the language. Of course you need to know the details of it. If you want to know what you're doing, right? So all of this stuff is usually said by idiots who can't actually code, right? So should you, of course, focus on building products? Of course, but these things are not mutually exclusive. This is the problem of this idiotic world that we're creating. You have left and right party, you have good and bad, you have black and white, and then these idiotic low-level thinkers try to primitivize every other discussion. So it's like, it doesn't matter, focus on building products. You can build products and still write good code. One doesn't exclude the other. You can still ship fast and write good code. Who can do that? People who know how to write code. People who don't know how to write code, they will not do that. So these are very logical things. Of course, again, a bunch of morons on the internet are saying the opposite, because if you don't know something, it's way easier to get away out of that situation by saying, who cares? Let's just ship it, we'll fix it later or whatever, right? That's why every second website you go to is broken. It barely works, right? So it's just a bunch of fucking idiots, man. It's insane. On it already. Nice, man. Fuck yeah. That's a nice one. Thoughts on a senior designer with limited technical knowledge, vibe coding specific UI components, and have a senior developer? Absolutely, man. Why not? I mean, this is the workflow that I'm trying to establish at Dream Data, where I work in my team. I really want my I agree with the, yeah. So like I love building products, right? So I recorded a video on YouTube maybe a year or two ago. Let me share it with you. It's called Death of Software Engineer and a Rise of a Product Engineer. If you get a chance later on, just spend 10 minutes watching it. So this is what so I typically encourage every possible interaction within the team. I think that's why I also prefer working from the office. I'm not a fan of remote work. It's because I typically love being with people in the same room, doing amazing things together. I think it's very healthy. With that said, going back to the question about the designer, I think that if the designer is willing to if you're willing to generate some code, convey your ideas easily and say, this is exactly how I want it to look, that is amazing. I encourage you to do that and make sure that you're clear with your senior developer or any other developer saying, look, man, let's work together. I'll generate some crap. I know it's crap, probably. You fix it up, you make it amazing, blah, blah, blah. But let's just stay true to the design, right? So I would say, absolutely, man. More power to collaboration, more power to working together, less power to ego, PR interrogation and stuff like that. But this, this is how I have built my own team at work. We all work together. We work toward the same goal. I also have a video on how to do proper PRs and how I'll actually share that as well. Actually, that one barely has any views, but let's go here. Code reviews. Of course, I mean, these are very relative things, right? We don't know the context, but yes, more power to collaboration whenever possible, especially if you help, right? So of course, every single action you're gonna do eventually will either help or not. So if your programmer kind of sees that something is helpful, I'm pretty sure that he's gonna say, fuck yeah, do more of that. And contrary, if he sees, hey man, you keep pushing this crappy code, let me just do it myself, then also you will stop doing that. So it's just two adults in the room agreeing on the basic things, right? So nothing there crazy. I mean, I agree on writing good code, and can't someone with limited knowledge write good code as well? You don't blindly just yap shit down with AI, and as a limited technology, you can still somewhat understand what's going on. Look, the thing is, let's just be clear here. So, Gabbana a Cosmo, good code is a very relative thing, right? Good code in a shitty team is a terrible code in a good team, right? So what is a good code? It's very hard to objectify that, because humankind has been writing shitty code for years. I mean, the whole training data to these models is full of crappy code. So I would say that more developers suck at coding more than the ones that are good at coding, right? Because a lot of people finish school and they write code because it puts bread on their table. And any individual who goes to work and does this in any profession mostly is just average. If you just go to work to okay, I'm just gonna build this and go home, you are most likely average. So, of course, I'm not suggesting, this has nothing to do with saying AI writes good or bad code. It's not about that. No matter what, even a shitty programmer is still a programmer. So even if a shitty programmer writes shitty code, that code to a huge degree is way more understood than if a non-programmer thinks that he or she is writing code by prompting an input field. So there's a massive difference there. You have someone who understands at least what they're doing, and you think that you understand what you're doing, and you don't, right? If you're a designer, if you never wrote code and you think that you understand, you do not understand. There's absolutely zero that you understand, right? So it's way better for you to understand that you don't understand than create these perceptions that will basically take you nowhere, right? If you want to be a programmer, if you want to write code, you need to learn how to write code. There's no such thing as I will just write like an okay code. You are not writing code, man. You're not a programmer. Your vibe, or you are pressing words, you're typing words into an input that generates something that you have no idea what it does, right? So, and that is also fine. Again, now, to what degree this is fine, I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just saying to what degree this is fine is strictly related to your organization. So you and your organization, you create some plan, you understand the limitations of you and someone else, and then you create a plan according to that and say, look, our designers will generate code. We know that they have no idea what that code does, and that is fine. We will do this and that, right? So that's how it works. So there's no right or wrong. There's either a system, a process, or there isn't one. I personally want my designer in my team to actually do this, because I made a process and I told him what the expectations are. I told him, his name is Doru, I told him, Doru, you make sure that what you generate looks exactly how you want it to look like visually. What the code is beneath it, I don't even want you to read that. Because even if you do read it, you're gonna waste massive amount of your time, because you don't know what it is anyway. So I said, just generate something that looks pixel perfect how you want it, and then we're gonna take it and we're gonna make sure that it's right. And AI, of course, just as human beings, doesn't write complete garbage. It writes some things good, some things bad. So we will take that, right? So this is kind of, so there has to be a process. There has to be a process, right? It's just important that you don't pretend that you know what you're doing, because you don't. There's no way. You cannot generate thousands of lines of code, right? No, and that's great, man. That's what I'm saying. I encourage you personally to do more. I'm by no means trying to discourage you. It's just, again, as long as you guys have a process, and as long as you agree on certain things, then hell yeah, go. Why not? I respect people who are willing to move away from their comfort zone and do something else, right? So absolutely, I respect that a lot. %, man. Give me 1 second. I just figured out that I'm missing something. Ah shit, I forgot. Wait. Oh shit, okay, good. All good, all good. Thank you very much, guys, for your follows. I'm sorry for missing it out. I don't have these like follower notifications because they're very irritating for people jumping in their faces throughout the stream. So, but yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, cool. So actually, Kirill, that notification system has been fully reworked. And yes, it's true, you did make it. Recently, I have actually reworked that fully. I can show you. Still, you know, it's always gonna have traces of you, no matter what. But that system has been rewritten fully. And I can actually show you. So as you can see, I got rid of the event emitter because it was very hard to react to events failing, right? And it was not transactional as well. So now we have the notification initialized like this. We have the deduplication service as well, so we can also aggregate and we don't send too many notifications at once. Actually, there's a lot of stuff. I can't show you everything, but it's also now fully typed. So if you remember when you built that one, it was we're still in a JS land. We didn't have TypeScript, I believe. So now all the metadata and stuff is fully typed as well. Then we have the templates and constants as well. So yeah, it's a very nice system now. But still, what we designed you and I initially, the core design is still there. It's just now we have a little bit more safeguards, and it's more typed, and it's whatever. Yeah, but yeah, for sure. Okay, actually, I have to just say about this, I'm very happy with the outcome of this thing. And I think the only thing now, let's actually go back to... Okay, very good. Shit, no, is that good? No, actually, and that's okay. So is hide images should show image shit, man. Well, Sama, just ask it, man. Just ask it, and if I have the time, and if it's something that, absolutely, man. Just ask it. Basically, what I'm saying, because we agreed that an image in a thought is going to have higher precedence than the links, we're saying, hey, if user has chosen to upload an image as part of the thought, then don't include thumbnails as part of the links, because it's too much noise then, right? But I still deeply believe that this should be below the content, not on top of the content. It's like these links shouldn't be really taking so much importance, right? So I think I'm almost confident now. And I think furthermore, I believe that we should... And these reactions actually should be taken out as well here. Actually, you know what? I think AI is way better at this because so let's move that into thought item, as that's not really what a thought content is. All right, so I think this is going to be very good. I think we're almost done, and we'll need to do some testing and stuff. But I'm kind of... I think it's good. I think we're going to all be happy with this. I actually think it's going to be better than I expected. I just wrote it on my e-ink tablet, this idea, today when I was just doing something else. So honestly, I think it was more than I expected. It was more than I expected. We'll need to review some of this stuff, and that's fine. That's what our job today really is let this guy write crap, and then we just we design things, we analyze them, we whatever. Yes, exactly. Now, of course, there's a lot of other places where we need to make sure that these things work, right? So we'll need to do testing there, blah blah blah. Very good, but I already see I'm gonna be very happy with this. And hopefully rest of you as well, as when we finish it. Okay, I'll answer your question soon. I'm very sorry. Let me just... I need to focus just a bit more. So let's see. What? What happened there? Oh, this fella is still doing crap. Okay. All right. That's interesting. Okay. All right, let me read the question. Well, there's something called also you can search with. No, man, I'm sorry, but I can't. I mean, I can't do a research for you now. You need to kind of aggregate some of the questions, and you need to aggregate some questions and ask me specific things. I can't, like, I mean, people didn't come here for me to research your university, right? So I think that would be. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be rude, but you know, that I'm sure that people are not looking forward for me researching your school, right? So if you have a specific question, very happy to answer, but you know, I can't answer that. That's a bit weird, right? I like to have each agent work. So Phil, my friend, good evening. So I hate the agent mode. I don't trust it yet. So, I mean, I use AI, as you see how I use it now, in a very confined, very controlled way. I would never allow an agent to just write stuff. It's not that I wouldn't allow it, don't misunderstand me. It's just too overwhelming, right? There's like, I don't think I ever had a problem of orchestrating multiple agents to write at once. I don't think that's necessarily a problem. I think the problem is they all finish and now you have 4,300 changes, right, to a review. And over these 2 decades, and I'm sure this it's the same with you, Phil, we all know that nobody reviews 4,000 lines of code, right? So that should be almost illegal in the PR world, right? So I would say I get you with the fact that yes, it's true, you can orchestrate as many of them as you want, but I think fundamentally it just gets very overwhelming very fast. Okay, so we kind of solved few of them, but then we broke one use case, right? Not broke as in technically broke, but because we need to have the carousel there when we have an image. Yeah, that's correct. So this case is correct. We have no image, we have some text and URLs, sure. Then we have this case when there's an image and a URL, also correct, you could say. But then we have this case here when there is just one link, so that's what we missed. And basically when there's just one link, it has to behave like a card. So that is the last use case we have. So essentially, I guess here we have to say, hey, only show this if... Exactly, no, that's not correct. If it's greater than 1. So if there's more than one link, show that, right? In this context. And then here we want to say if it's literally 1 and no image, right? Exactly, right? Yes. Then we need to have slightly different styling in this case. I'm using my own library. I built so you can this is what I built for Programmer Network. So I built my own thing. You can also take a look at the storybook here. So no, I'm not using any other component library, if that's what you mean. Y4. So where the crap is this? Oh, is it? Oh, it's here. Okay, I see. Nice, 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 beautiful. We actually also don't want this. We'll also need, we'll create stories for this as well, because I just realized we need stories to, but I'm kind of checking it live purposely and it's okay. But we'll need stories for this. And lastly, I believe the only thing here is, where is the border? So I guess if we kind of remove this, is this the actual border? Ah, okay, never mind, all good. No, I wasn't responding to you, man, I was responding to someone else. No worries, no worries. Okay, so it is that. Okay, interesting. So how come... Oh, I see, okay. I see. So we're almost done. So we're covering the case with multiple links. We're covering the case when there's an image. Did we actually break that? Yeah, maybe. Okay, yeah, that would be correct, actually. Yeah, I mean, this feature works for years. It is, of course. It is possible to post just text. We're just now adding kind of just parsing the... So to this stream, I'm basically just like solving, parsing the URLs. That's really the only thing we're doing, pretty much. So let me just, I need to think out loud maybe. So we want to show the carousel in the top when there's no image and when there's only one link. So that's single link and no image, right? Exactly. Multiple links. Yeah, but there's also multiple links and an image, right? So that's kind of what we have to cover. You can also have multiple links and an image. Then they need to show like that, right? We need to handle several states there. There is an image, but multiple links. In such scenario, we don't want to show carousel images at all, but just... What else? And of course, like regular carousel. And then one thing that I've also noticed here is that we need to kind of do the parsing during the creation as well. I think right now we're not doing that. Yeah. Okay, let's validate that. So we have this, okay. We have two links, okay. We have this state here. Let's go ahead and add an extra link here, because there's so many permutations. That is the hard part, right? There's so many. There are so many, but there's several different permutations that we have to cover, right? So you can see here, because so here when there's an image, we don't want to show images as part of the carousel because it would be too much noise, right? So here now we're just showing the links as carousel, right? Here we have a link that should then appear as a banner. So I think there's only one thing I see and we're good. The only thing left I see is that if the link is single and no image, basically a link is a banner, we should remove these borders there. I mean, but no, the image is always on top of username. I mean, if you're saying that this username should be, I get what you're saying. Maybe it should. I don't know. I don't have Instagram in these platforms, so I don't know how they do it. But you're maybe right. You're maybe right, Cedric. Maybe we should update that. I have no idea. So let's see. Let's kind of fix this quickly. And this is a nice suggestion. Okay, AI has nailed it here. This is a very nice suggestion. Yes, yes, yes. Because then we can base the whole class names and stuff based on if it's a banner or very good, very good. I like that actually. Well done, AI. Well done, AI. Yes, 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 yes. Very nice, very nice, very nice. I hear you. I hear you. Like, wait, Instagram feed. How does Instagram look? I don't know. Or some of these platforms. Okay, so they have username on the top and the image. Is this what you're saying? Is this what you're saying? I see. So is this how platforms do it? I don't mind. I think that makes sense. I'm not stating that I'm smarter than the whole Facebook, right? So if that's what they do, let's do it. I don't mind. I don't mind. I think that's fine. Nice. Okay. Yeah, and that's gonna be a bit painful now to make, so we're gonna need to probably do a bit of a... No, but it makes sense, right? You start reading from the top, you start scrolling, and it's like, what? Oh, fuck, that's a good point, dude. Crap, that's a good point. Yeah, I hear what you're saying. Yeah, that's a very good point, dude. No. Shit, it looks like advertising, indeed. Crap, dude. That's a good point. Okay. The only remaining thing that my dear Twitch viewers brought to my attention is that a header really should be on top of all types of banners, either link banners or user uploaded images. Right now we can't just move Todd header because it breaks the layout a bit, so let's do it together. No, that makes sense. No, I'm with you. It's such a good comment. Thank you. Because yeah, also I mean, okay, you could say this image, sure, but even that, let me just say, essentially we want it similar to Instagram or whatever these other platforms do in their feeds. And fuck, we need to do one more thing. we need to safeguard the URLs security-wise, right? So we'll need to send so during the parsing of the image, we'll need to shoot that stuff to the AI as well, right? Yeah, that's a good one, actually. That's a good one. There's never gonna be any... Yeah, I mean... Yeah, I mean... Yeah, AI is not like doing this wrong at all, I think. It's just we'll need like some sort of a shadow or something, right? Or, I mean, to its defense or whatever, I would say, I think it did really good. The only issue now is lack of contrast or whatever. George, hey, I'm very good, man. How are you? How is life? What do you think, guys, about this? I like it. Okay. That's better. That's okay. Getting some good comments there. Okay. White and white will be weird. Actually, true. Okay, but as you can see, we keep discovering edge cases, and that's good. That is why it's so hard to build good products, is that you have to account for a lot of things, and that is absolutely fine. So for example, this is still an edge case we need to solve in the API, which is if the link is part of the text, it actually doesn't work. Our tip-tap extractor doesn't seem to be properly extracting links that are part of the graph directly like that, only if they are written on their own. No, this is turning out really good. It's turning out really good. Is it gonna be first version perfect? Probably not, like it never is. And I found another edge case when the link is in the header, but it doesn't have an image, right? So you can see there's another edge case. You see this one, like this JavaScript weekly doesn't have a thumbnail. So probably like we should have a default thumbnail or whatever. Like you get me. Or if not, then you can see now this kind of looks broken. I can't even click over the link there. And that is fine. Okay. If we refresh now, let's see if that one edge case is fixed. And it is, so that one works now. Okay, good. There is another edge case with the header overlay you just did. If the link we are parsing as a banner is missing an image, etc., there was none in the parsed metadata, the link is now fully covered by our overlay. I can actually give it an example and then we'll review the code. I don't know if this is the last edge case, but if it is, then we'll review, maybe write some tests. But I'm very happy with the outcome. Thank you very much for your feedback. Man, no chance I would have done it this way without your feedback. Like, so many good suggestions. The carousel was great. This was great. Fuck, so nice, man. I wish people would be this active every stream. Like, just amazing. Yeah, this was truly a team effort, man. Okay, fixed it, I guess. Yeah, but no, nah. But this is a wrong exception, I guess. The link without image should never be a type of a banner. Simply put, it should just be shown below. The title should have its own. Definitely, we'll do that in a moment. It's just there's so many cases now here we're covering that yeah. So I think we got them. As far as I can at least think, this is the final exception exactly, because this is just a single link. Then we have this. Yeah, but that's wrong. Your logic is wrong. It broke the actual link that in fact has its own image. Yes, exactly. I also spotted that like a minute ago, but I'm just waiting for functionality. I'm waiting for us to kind of nail this and then clean up and then do the styling always comes last. That is just the latest touch-ups and stuff. It's just before we do these things, right? Yeah, exactly, man. Exactly. Okay, I think now it's good. I think now we got it, or AI got it. Actually, while we're doing now stuff, let's do something in parallel, actually. Alright. Just note that our parsing should also happen during the creation or updating of thoughts, not just when we actually get them all. Right now, if I update the thought or create by adding or removing the link or links, have to refresh page. Okay, so while it's kind of smacking that before we get into the review mode, like someone said, so let's look at the like when the link is in the banner. So that's fine. We know that this name type of thing here, yeah, it doesn't kind of work properly. So and you could say we can go 100% maybe to like 90% like this, like super dark or something like that, I think. And I guess we can just say from black. This now seems a bit better. too much in your opinion, okay? Let me just try one thing. Better with 80. All right, agreed. Let's go with that. And I can kind of already see that this is not the smartest thing that AI is doing, so we'll need to kind of fix that up, or at the very least ensure that this can. So we need to ensure that this, in fact, if it fails, it returns the original content, right? So we'll need to make sure that if the parsing of metadata fails, that we actually just don't break creation of thoughts, right? And then I'll need to add some AI, some open AI to this, because I need to make sure that people don't paste links which are sensitive and stuff, so we need to validate that. So, you know, you go and post Pornhub there, right? Well, we definitely don't want to be showing crap like that, right? We need to ensure if that fails, that we don't fail the creation of thought or any other CRUD operation. Simply put, how I coded Pornhub. Actually, that can even be a genuine article, you know. That can be an honest thing that people are not even trolling about, right? So, yeah. Yeah, salaries there are very good, very good. No, salaries there, I actually interviewed with them many years ago. And one of my first questions was, and they were laughing, was it was a remote interview. I said, hopefully I will not need to watch porn during the, during the development. And then they explained, they have these obviously placeholder videos and stuff. Because, must be very tough working with a boner constantly. It's like, hey, how come you're not focusing, Alex? There's a thing. There's a thing, my friend. There's a thing. Which thing? There's a thing, There's a thing, You get in an office there's just like a bunch of dudes with boners. Just would be a very ridiculous thing to look at. Just a bunch of horny dudes. And, to be politically correct, and ladies, I guess. Maybe that would be an interesting thing to say. I don't know. I don't know what is politically correct anymore, incorrect. Who the hell knows? Let me just check production for a second. I'll call you back. Yeah, sums it up. Sure, it could be our UI, I don't know. Okay, let's give it a shot. Well, I'm going to remove the link right now. Okay, worked out of the box, beautiful. Let's try now creating a thought with 2 different links and see if it works. This thought should have 2 links. Yep, works. Okay, now if I remove one of them, it should update the component. So I remove the physics. No, I remove the GitHub. I update. Bam. Nice, man. Okay, so good, so good. Very nice, very nice. Okay. I think we're almost good, fellas. That's very good. That is very, very good. Let's look at the API first. Now let's do some more thorough reviews. So this is just our another JSON validator schema. That's all correct. Nothing to worry about there. All looks good. Enriches thoughts with link metadata by extracting and fetching metadata for all links. This method is resilient and will never throw. It returns empty metadata on any error. Very good. So that's what I told it to do, literally. Useless. Useless. Actually, that's a little bit hard to fix. That's a little bit hard to fix, Cedric. I already tried, and when I say hard, it's a combination of the library that I wrote and stuff. So, yeah, it's very annoying, and we need to fix it. No question about that. Definitely with you. It's actually one of my priorities as well. Okay, very good. I like that code. It's clean and nice. Nothing to... I mean, this technically... that could be a promise all. No? Ah, it already handles it. All good, all good. Never mind, never mind. Thank you, AI. I have to check upon you. Okay, enriched. Enriched. What the fuck? Oh. This is weird. Why is this needed? That is super weird. Yeah, that's fucking terrible, man. Give me 1 second, fellas. I'll respond to all questions in a moment. I'm with you, Josh. Just give me a second. Just need my eyes on this. Okay, actually I reviewed this already. That is in fact correct. It just moved the files around. I'll actually just use npm.js as an example because they block our parsing. So I want to know what happens if I try npm.js. Okay, good. Nothing happens because we can't parse it, so that's good. Okay, very good, very good, very good. Sure. Okay. So that's actually very good, and honestly, let's use the agent reviewer. Let's let's also, so I reviewed it with my own eyes, let's have the AI review it as well. So we have, and in the meanwhile, I'll answer a question. Quick question, what advice would you give to new graduate engineers like me that are looking for landing better opportunities as a junior? I mean, you're not a staff level engineer. Takes many years to do that, so I would say this. Do you still think going for certification worth? Well, I think Josh that also I received an email saying that, and you didn't? Oh, we had new people signing up today. Nice. Or maybe. Nice. I think Josh, these things are not mutually exclusive, right? So you still have to use AI, you still have to build projects, right? So what's a good free resource to share a screen recording? I guess Google Drive or something like that. But Josh, I think what is the best way? I mean, it's not one thing that you have to do. You have to, of course, keep applying, but you also have to network and go to events and stuff. Like, I don't know, man. I would lie if I told you that I have some sort of a nobody has. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, of course, I mean, I love when you guys ask questions, and I love to help, and I try to be a realist whenever I can. But for these types of things, I don't think anybody knows on earth, right? It's not me that it's like, I don't think that anyone can give you this response, and I think this is the most honest and most, because we never had this situation in our industry like this, at least. We never had this technology that we have today. So it's just hard, right? It's hard to be smart about it. That's really all, right? That would be the most the most honest response, to be very frank with you. We never had an AI before like affecting our jobs this much, and it's not also just AI, man. It's the industry, it's the state of the world. It's countries are printing money. We're going into wars, and there's so many things, right? So I would say the situation overall is, I wouldn't say it's bad or terrible or we're gonna die, but you just need to do what people have always been doing. You need to network with people, you need to apply, you need to, right? Exactly. But there's no best way. There's no best way. I mean, that is the thing, right? Nobody can give you that. Nobody can give you that response, Josh. I wish I can, right? What can increase your chances is that you simply keep learning, keep building, and keep meeting people, right? So I don't know where you live. I don't know how hard it is for you to go to meetups, to expose yourself out there, right? But you have to do all of these things. So there's not like one thing to pinpoint, like you do this. And this is very useless response. That's the problem. But there's no, like somebody says, there's no silver bullet. There's nothing that anyone can tell you, because everything that you're doing, thousands of other people are also doing. So, you know, like, it's not that everyone else is asleep when you do these things. So if, you know, you say you are building projects, sure, but everyone else is doing that. You are doing this, everyone else is doing that, right? Yeah, if you live in Ireland, Ireland has a very huge IT community. You know, the best thing probably, if I have to handpick one thing, that's go meet people, right? Meet people, because, yeah. Linked outletting. Okay, Cedric, are you still there? Can you please write that if you have a second? I don't know if Cedric's still here. If not, I'll do it. So I would say, Josh, just you need to get out. You need to meet people, I think, because everything else is what everyone else is doing, right? Like, oh, I'm gonna build projects. Well, others are doing that as well, right? So I would say probably that the best thing you can do for yourself is get yourself out there. Let's actually see if this is still true. I'm just now trying to see if AI is gonna catch something that I didn't catch. And also what Billy said is really correct. Yes, I agree very much. Thank you, Billy. That is very well said. I mean, let me just say this maybe for the last time, Josh, to everyone at least who is here. You will never in your life not use AI anymore. So you have to kind of just acknowledge that as something objectively true, because it's just as we will never not use tractors and dig the holes manually, and many other examples, millions of examples, or we are not going to suddenly stop using electricity and go back to candles, right? So AI is here, it's part of our workflows, it's going to be more and more part as the time goes by, and this is inevitable, and it's you shouldn't even spend any energy on that anymore. So And I would say that, I mean, you have this greatest probably learning tool ever existed on the planet. I mean, you can use it to learn so many things. You can go, for example, to Gemini, for example, or any other of these models. You create a new chat, you say tools, guided learning, and you say, you know, I am, I don't know, a JavaScript programmer. I want to learn Golang. Teach me concepts 1-to-1. Let's do it all in 2 hours. So so for example, this tool is worth, this tool, like if somebody had this to sell like 10 years ago, would cost like fucking $5,000 or whatever, right? So, so you can start like this. Now, teach me through a project or not, it doesn't matter, right? Like, not everything has to be taught through a project. That depends on your level and stuff, but for sure, I would also suggest that. And now you have your own personal mentor. I mean, you can ask anything, right? This very much thing is a miracle for me, right? So that's why I'm saying, I mean, oftentimes AI in this chat is presented as something negative, like, oh, I can't learn things because I have AI. No. This is insane, right? This is absolutely insane, right? So I would say, ChatGPT, I see, okay. Yeah, man, come on, man. Okay, I'll maybe need to intervene this manually here. But I mean, let's just forget an idea that should I use AI? Amazing, okay. Amazing, amazing. The thing is, I think Josh, I assume you're a little bit younger than me, at least you implied that. I would say that someone else said, there is very little that any of us can say, not to be assholes, right? I would say that start of every career, no matter of what time it is it AI or not, has always been to some degree difficult, right? So don't take it personally when you apply, you know, just keep on going. And that's really the game that every single person, including me and everyone else in this chat, had to go through, right? So nobody here has been saved from that pain, right? Every single individual in their life, the biggest expert today was at one point where you are, and there's no silver bullet there. Once you get your first job, it becomes a lot easier. Then you get the second, third, and then things simply become a lot easier. Okay, let me review this. I mean, I would say that at least for us regular folk, it's actually hard to, but I think more of these giant companies like Google, more they compete against each other. At least if anything else, it's gonna be cheaper for us. So actually, I never, to be honest, I had these discussions with my CTO a couple of years ago. I have no doubts that Google is gonna win, right? Google is a company that still has probably the best engineers in the planet. It's a highly engineering company, so I would always bet on Google to win no matter what, right? Doesn't even matter what we're talking about. I think that Google will always win any technical game, and I think it's been clear to me and my ex-CTO Ole. We kind of discussed this a lot before. And I would never bet against Google in the context of technical world, right? It doesn't matter what NVIDIA bets on. NVIDIA bets on people that they're selling to, so that's just common sense, right? Of course that they will bet on someone who is directly buying billions of dollars from them, right? That is just common sense, that everything has to do with trading and market, right? NVIDIA is not gonna down stock someone that's their main buyer, right? Google is always going to win, man. That's not even a question. It's just a matter of time. There's not a single doubt in that. I have zero doubts in that. We're just at the beginning of things, so my dream project will replace Google. I mean, you know, that's a very highly ambitious thing, but you know. Do you think the Google Cloud will overtake? I don't think that there's anything really to be overtaken. Like we're using Google Cloud at work, and it's amazing. And I don't think that. I mean, again, we can't be absolute in these things. It's too many absolute. It's a very absolute question, right? Why does something or someone always has to overtake something, right? These cloud services exist in parallel, and they will continue to exist, and they will provide different services and stuff, right? So I don't think that So I would not be absolute, right? When you think that that Twitter has more data than Google? I have to disagree fully on that. I don't think that anyone has even remotely as much data as Google does. I mean, Google has been Google for so many years, right? I mean, I have a hard time believing that. You have to understand that Google, I think one thing that people misunderstand when these things are in discussion is that Google already offers enormous amount of packages that they sell. And this is one of the most useful Google's products, right? OpenAI, what is OpenAI, man? It's a chat. It's an input box, right? What is Google? Google is a massive company that offers cloud services. They literally own cables below the seas and cross continent. They offer hundreds of different tools that people use every day, from Gmail and Google Hangouts. And so Google is not a company with a single input, right? Right. So it's uncomparable, right? That's why I'm saying it's for me it's not even in question if Google is gonna win or not. Google actually has amazing products that every single one of us use daily, right? I don't have to capitalize anything. Fastify lowercases all of the headers by default. Yeah, but this is what our HTTP library does for us. So it actually doesn't matter, but it's a good suggestion. Thank you. But that is handled by but we're actually, so I think we're gonna get rid of this, and we're gonna use this IP package instead, which is way more extensible and covers a lot more cases than my simple thing. So it has 14 million downloads monthly, right? So I think this is actually more but Billy, I mean, I'm not talking about if you're paying for it or not. I would say that's beside the point, right? You're still giving Google your data every single day, more than to any other company, right? And I mean, just because you're not paying for it, I'm paying for like 2 or 3 different workspaces for Google, for different domains, different projects, right? I'm paying for Google Drive and many other things. So, and many other people out there are also doing the same. But I would say that's also beside the point. Google has a set of tools that already probably billions of people are using, and they're making these tools simply better. I would say that majority of companies today have a hard time figuring out where to use AI. It's like where to implement it so it's useful. And Google has already done that. If you check it, Google Calendar is getting more better. Google Hangouts are automatically taking notes for you for free, etc., 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 etc. Right? There are many examples out there of that. What the fuck is happening here, man? What? What are you doing, bro? Seriously, what are you doing, man? Fuck are you doing, man? This is fine. Why are you doing that? What? Jesus Christ, man. So AI is kind of farting out now. Alright, never mind. Alright, never mind. Like, I think it's hallucinating now, big time. Fuck it. Let's just ignore it for a second. Jonas, thank you very much for your follow, man. Appreciate that. Okay, so that's good. I mean, we're getting kind of feedback. So let's say that we're gonna resolve that. No, that's not correct. So, but I'll consider it. I'll consider everything it says, but that's simply not true. We've resolved this one as well. And let's just, because this is a highly critical thing, let's just do another review here. Can you enable me to reset the password again so that I don't have to wait for 1 hour? Yeah, but what happened? Why do you, like, are you saying that the password reset didn't work? Did you get an email to reset the password? You should have gotten an email. I mean, I can do that certainly, I guess, but I just need to do a testing again, manually. Okay, very good. As I told you before, Outplayed, no matter what you say about that, none of that really matters to you or me, man. Bubbles this, bubbles that. I mean, again, I think I've asked you last time, how does that affect your life in any way, man? I mean, it literally doesn't. It literally doesn't in any way, almost. Unless you're investing in these companies, unless you're doing stuff, I just don't see how it really matters at all. If you have changed your password successfully, then it 100% works. I see. No, sure. I mean, again, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't follow that, as I told you last time, in that sense, because I told you my opinion on it last time. I mean, I can't affect anything. I don't invest into these stocks, and will something burst or not? No, Billy, that's amazing, man. I see. True. I agree with that as well, man. I agree with that as well. All right, let's try merging this to production. I see no problems here. Then I'm gonna head off soon. So it's perfect, would be perfect if we can finalize this and actually release it today. It is a kind of high risk stuff. And I need to monitor the performance after this is merged over time to see how much does it affect certain things. But yeah. And then if we successfully manage to push to production, then we'll also and we have George. I mean, I can see that you kind of signed up here successfully, so I don't know why did you then have to reset the password. Okay, let's wait for the CI. let me switch a bit while we're waiting for CI and see if there's any interesting questions or whatever we can discuss. Okay, let me kind of more focus on chat here. Let me get the chat here. Okay, nice. Big Blaster, I would say that code quality is definitely better, yeah. Especially for people who are programmers already. It's undeniable. I think, I mean, you just saw my PR was reviewed by me, and then it was reviewed by 2-3 other models, right? So I think now it's more about being diligent and being disciplined to use these amazing tools to your advantage. It's incredible, like the outcome that you can get out of it, right? But it's really about being patient and yeah, being an engineer essentially. So essentially not trusting your own code or anyone else's, right? So of course this is nothing to do with vibe coding. It is using the tool to assist you along the way. But I think the code that we can deliver now in shorter periods of time is probably of way greater quality than before. Or simply put, if you wanted to deliver at times certain amount of quality, you oftentimes had to compromise because, okay, let's do a POC and release it tomorrow. Yeah, exactly. I don't know why did you create an account and then try to reset the password. But hopefully you're in now. I can see that you signed up. I don't know, like, did you sign up and then you forgot what password you used? No worries. Same, Big Blaster, same, my friend, absolutely. I don't think that has, yeah, but let's not make such assumptions outplayed. I think you're reading LinkedIn too much or whatever, or listening to content creators. You don't know that has anything to do with AI, right? Companies have been having downtimes since dawn of time. Like, we can't attribute like everything to, like, I find that argument, or how do you know that it's due to AI? I don't think that, how can you know that, right? I genuinely want to know, how do you know that Microsoft messed up or whatever because of AI? How the hell do we know that? I don't think we do, right? I'm wondering, should I have a side project that I hand code now? I don't think you can hand code anything anymore, Big Blaster. I don't think it makes sense. And that is a fair question. I just don't think that we can hand code anything today. Weird flickering on edit profile links. Let's take a look at it together. Oh, this is not flickering. This is accessibility thing, right? I see what you're saying, but that is actually intentional because this is for people with disabilities, right? So that's not, I hear what you're saying, and from a perspective of, yeah, but this is actually needed for accessibility. But I know what you're saying, maybe that thing there, yeah. Yeah, but every single company, man, including my own and your own, produces more code through AI. I mean, what argument is that? I mean, which company doesn't do that? Can you name one company that doesn't use AI, right? So I think it's a little bit dishonest to do that and say, oh, Microsoft is failing with AI, right? No, I think you're right. I think you're right, Zoom. I think you're absolutely right. I'll fix that. I was referring to but you don't know that, man. I mean, you don't know that, right? You're making assumptions based on nothing, right? How do you know what type of quality of code is at Microsoft, right? Or anywhere else? I don't know that. You don't know that, right? So we're making very, very dangerous assumptions. That's my problem. I mean, I don't allow myself personally, right, to... No, thank you very much, man. That's very good. So I would say, I mean, and of course, more power to you, Outplayed. You can make any assumptions you want. I'm just saying these are nothing but assumptions. So when you say these things, try to convey them as such, right? Because this is not objectively true. You don't know what type of code is at Microsoft, why it fails, and what quality is, right? Microsoft hires top-notch engineers, right, that are probably better than you and I. So saying that their code is somewhat bad is just silly, right? Windows operating system has millions of lines of code, right? So we cannot marginalize that. I mean, we can people can barely build a website that has a button click working, right? So you know, so I would say it's you know, it's fine. I mean, I just don't want to make such assumptions. That's my point, right? Okay, let's now go ahead and try to merge the UI. Maybe it is, right? But again, I would also say we can't make such assumptions like, oh, something happened at Microsoft. Microsoft, man, employs 200,000 people. It owns hundreds or if not thousands of different products, right? So we, you know, yeah, but again, it's like these are very vague statements, Outplayed, right? Like sure, we can of course, like you say, we can discuss things out of our assholes. I get that, right? But these are very vague statements, right? Because it's just a lot of assumptions, right? And I just find that, you know, yeah, I typically try not to assume too much, right? At least without sufficient amount of context. Windows is failing. Windows is still by far the most used operating system. So, I mean, I don't know where you're getting that, but you need to provide some context for that, right? Last time I checked, it still holds the market by the balls, right? So I wish that I can fail as much as Microsoft. Okay, so let's kind of see a bit about this now. Sorry, they don't use what? Joker, thank you very much, man. I'm gonna round up soon as well. Good night to you as well. I use Windows, man, and Mac and Linux for 2 decades. This very computer from which I'm streaming has more than 200 days of uptime. I didn't turn it off. So I actually don't, you need to be more specific. What exactly is wrong with Windows? Can you tell me? Like Windows 11. What exactly is it? Like, I'm streaming now to 2 platforms on a Windows Linux subsystem on Windows with all of these gadgets turned in. And so can you tell me? Yeah, but sure, tell me, because I mean, I want to know what it is that it's bad, because I don't deal with these issues. So I really genuinely want to hear what it is that is bad, because I don't see it. I genuinely don't see it. Yeah, but don't send me links. Of course, I'm asking you. So hopefully you will take the time to write. Just don't make sure you don't send me some articles or something, as that's what people usually do. They just send me some random articles from somewhere. I want to know from you, like you using Windows, what is it wrong with it, right? Okay. Yeah, but that's, sorry man, but like that, I find that ridiculous. Like, so okay. So, okay, I mean, so you're saying that Windows sucks? Let's imagine that's true, and probably in your case it is true because you're stating it. Are you suggesting that there's an operating system that you can point to right now that doesn't fail in something? So if we take Linux, for example, right? Are you saying that Linux is flawless? Because this is what I'm saying. The example, and let me just put it this way. I use my personal laptop is running Ubuntu, my work laptop is MacBook Pro, and this streaming machine is Windows. So just to be clear, I use them all and I love them almost equally. But the way that you are talking about Microsoft and Windows is that if it's the worst thing ever made. And then I asked you about why is it so bad, and you say because it doesn't remember my file explorer. And that is not an argument that you can use to show so much hatred for one company. I trust you that that doesn't work, but it doesn't suck. You didn't prove that it sucks. Like, your argument that you said is completely meaningless. You said, oh, it doesn't memorize my explorer. How is that making something objectively suck, right? I mean, how is that even remotely objective, right? I mean, you gave a completely redundant, silly example and said that Windows sucks, right? I mean, I don't think you can go for hours, right? Because if you could, you would write something meaningful up front. So you would start from the worst case and not from the, like, because you claim now that the examples you gave are just tiny ones, right? No, the problem outplayed with what I'm hearing from you is not, it actually doesn't matter if something sucks or not. That's beyond the point right now, right? Well, so I don't have to give you any reasons. Windows works for me in the same way Mac OS does in Linux. I don't have to give any reasons. I'm streaming from this machine. You know, my CPU is at 13% during the streaming to right. So what are we talking about? Let's actually take a look at that. There's nothing here to talk about, right? So this is Windows, right? This is, so listen, I'm streaming from a Windows machine that's running Ubuntu as a subsystem. My CPU is at 18%, right? Things are working super fast. There's nothing on this computer right now that doesn't open instantly, right? So what it is that I have to show, what are the reasons that you need? Operating system has to work and it has to run my apps, right? So what else do you want it to do exactly, right? Operating system, like any other, you use it so you get the work done. What it is that doesn't work on it, look, and again, you guys seem to be fans of something. I'm not a fan, I use them all. So I'm just trying to get the idea what it is exactly that is so terrible. So what it is on this stream right now, is the stream lagging? Is my experience lagging? Are things breaking? No, they're not. So what are we talking about? I mean, it's just, so that's my point, right? Now, is there some things that you like or dislike? Yeah, but look, that is your subjective opinion, and I respect that. You can even say, I think, outplayed, subjectively think that this thing sucks. But the way that you speak about it, you're saying it's gonna fail, it's the worst thing. And I'm telling you it's not. And I'm showing you that it's not, right? So it's completely fine that you dislike it. It's completely fine that you have your own reasons, but it's completely disingenuous to present it like it sucks objectively, right? So that's my point, right? I mean, I've been streaming from this machine for 3 years. It never restarted. It was never slow. It never failed in any task, in anything. I'm running LLM models locally. They work flawlessly, right? So, I mean, I'm trying to get to the root cause of what it is that it's so bad, right? So it's more about, articulating our thoughts a little bit better so we don't sound so absolute, right? Because I think it's on one's responsibility who makes the claims to prove their claims. I didn't claim anything. I didn't even join the operating system discussion until very late. Like you guys were talking about Microsoft and this and that, right? I actually don't care. But if you have strong thoughts, strong opinions on something, you have to prove the point, not myself, right? I don't care. I mean, I use it every day and it works for me, and that's really all that I care about. But if you have a hard opinion on something, but that's your opinion, that's not objective truth, that's what I'm telling you. Your opinion is that it's badly designed. That is your subjective opinion, right? And that's it. That's the point, right? That is maybe the point, right? But yeah, that's what it is. I would say the choice of words could be better. But who is everyone, man? Who is everyone? I think you're following one type of content creators or someone. Who is everyone, man? I'm not complaining about it. So already your everyone argument is not correct. So I don't think that's, again, that's true. Everyone is complaining. No, not everyone is complaining, right? Actually, show link here, selling on, yeah, multiple links, single link without image, blah blah blah. But dude, you're like, what are you? What services are you talking about, man? What services are you talking about? Like, I don't think that you even know. I'm sorry, man. I love you and you've been part of this stream for a long time. But what are you talking about? Can you name one service yourself and tell me what it does? Every single operating system spawns many services. So does Linux, so does Mac OS. So what are you talking about? What did you list above? Services? Every single operating system, your Linux, your Mac OS spawns various services that need to operate so the operating system works. So you're giving super vague things. What services, man? Let's take a look at these services right now. You said 20 services, right? So let's take a look at that. So how many services are running here now? Let's see. So let's see. So my CPU now is, but you can disable these services if you want, man. Are you saying that if you inspect your activity monitor on Mac OS and Linux that services don't exist? But why don't you disable that? Who prevents you to disable that? What do you mean that's not the point, man? I don't honestly, genuinely know. I don't even know what you're saying anymore. Like, I don't think even you know what you're saying anymore, man. Like, I don't know what is the point that you're trying to make. Every single operating system spawns many services. If it's a good decision, depends on the user, yes. So if it's a gaming PC, it's a good decision, yes. If people are using that, look, man, I think I don't think CEO doesn't make decisions which services an operating system runs on. That's not the role of CEO. That statement makes zero sense. Do you think that the Microsoft CEO looks at activity monitor or talks to engineers about services? Okay, let's stop it here. I think you need to figure out next time you come to a stream what is the point that you're trying to make, and then we'll continue. I think at this point I lost you. I don't know what exactly you're trying to convey here. Genuinely. So what is the point? Write your point in one sentence. Maybe just summarize your point and then maybe. Maybe just summarize your point and then we can, yeah. Sure, please. All right, while you do that, I think we're kind of done. Yeah, I think this was more or less the only thing. The only actually thing that we didn't check though is the, okay, actually that works. Nice. But that's okay, so that is your point and that is your opinion, right? We agree on that, right? So do you agree with me that when I say that things that you're saying here are not objective by default just because you're saying them or just because you're thinking them? So this is what I'm trying to tell you. That is literally what you wrote is your opinion. It's not an objective opinion. It's your opinion, and opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one, right? So that is your opinion, and that is perfectly fine. I respect your opinion, right? But that doesn't make it true or false. It's just that opinion, right? And that's it. So I did get that, but that's not the point to be made. That point is not, that's not a fact. That's, maybe it is good that you said that's the point. Your point is not a fact, it's your opinion, right? and I can take it as such. But that's the only thing that it is. It's just an opinion, right? So this is maybe what you can't, and this is why the way that you share your ideas and the choice of words that you make makes your whole presentation hard to discuss, because you're talking from a standpoint as if your opinion is already true, and it's not. In my opinion, you see, you're wrong, and in your own opinion, you're right. But fundamentally, like, that's not objective, right? But which users, man? What the fuck are you talking about, bro? What majority of user, man? Like, what are you talking about? What majority of users, man? Let's go back here. So which users are you talking about, dude? Dude, like, answer my question. Don't give me these vague responses. Which users, dude? Windows is by far still the most used operating system. So what, you use the word majority, so already that word is wrong. But I'm showing you data, man. It doesn't matter. What? Dude, like, I have no idea what you're talking about. You said that majority of people dislike it, and I'm showing you the numbers on the screen that disprove your point. So you said majority, and I'm showing you that that's not true. This is literally a fact, right? If we're to trust the stats, your statement that you made 10 seconds ago is wrong. It's What do you mean it's not relevant, man? How can you make a statement and then I disprove it and you say that's not relevant? That is the most relevant thing, because you said literally that majority of people disliking, right? So now you can evaluate. Wait, so now you're saying that you know if these people like it or not. Like, you have some sort of a vision, like you know that these people dislike it, right? How do you know that? I mean, you cannot have a conversation like that, man. You have to say something that... But where does this come from, man? Who are these people? Who are you talking about? I mean, some people out there. Which people? Where? It's very hard to discuss these things, man, because you just say them without any backup of what. I need to know where this comes from. What are these people? Where are they? Who are these people, right? I mean, it's impossible to have a serious conversation with these vague statements, right? Some people somewhere. But you do realize that Reddit doesn't represent people, right? Reddit is typically a bunch of freaks, right? That have God complex, right? So again, you're using words that are absolute. You're using words like majority, and I showed you it's not majority, right? Exactly. Fuck. All right, listen. Let's. I think, like somebody said, I think it's yeah. The conversation is very low quality because it's based on feelings, right? So I would say, right. The thing is, like, outplayed. I personally, man, don't care. Some of you guys have started this I hate Windows type of conversation, and actually that is fine by me. My advice is, if you want to be so passionate about something such as that, then spend a little bit of more time formulating your argumentation rather than just showing your opinion. Because I think yes, that's not a point. That's your opinion. I think you constantly have an issue with choice of words. You have shared your opinion. I get that, right? And I think all of us in this stream understand that. You have shared your opinion of something, and that's great. But everything else, you haven't provided any objective truth about anything. Everything else you're saying is nonsense. So I get it. You don't like it. It's fine. If you want, and I'm trying to give you an advice personally, if you want to be so, let's say, fighting spirit against Microsoft or Windows or whatever, that is perfectly fine, man. But then sit, research, formulate your argumentation, your facts, and next time you try to discuss this with someone, do it like that. Because right now you haven't really showed anything besides I think, or some people hate it, or some people like it, right? And that is my whole point, right? I actually don't give a tiny crap, man, about Microsoft or Windows or Linux or Mac. 2%. As I showed you, it works for me. It works amazingly well, and that's all I care about, right? I don't give a shit who is the CEO of Microsoft, what decision he makes. I'm not gonna marry him. Windows works great for me, so does Linux, so does Mac. That's my stance, right? You have hard opinions on Windows, and that's fine. You need to formulate your arguments. I don't think you... I provided you with facts. Okay, man, look, I don't know how to respond to that anymore, right? I don't think you provided any facts. You provided your opinions, right? Let's just stop it, man. Let's just stop it. Let's not go in circles. I think it's pointless. Let's just stop it. Let's just stop it, man. I think you're now just putting us back in circles. It's pointless, man. It's pointless. I think it's pointless to discuss it further. Outplayed. Especially getting into details now, again, of the things we already discussed. All right, let's kind of merge this and let's hope for the best. We have kind of finished this feature tonight, so that's good. Bounty, my friend, hey. Uh, 12 o'clock. How are you doing, buddy? How is life? And let's now see if we're gonna break production or not. What IDE are you using? I'm using Cursor. Yeah, basically pretty much standard stuff. The standard theme, I believe. Let's see. What? Color theme, yeah. Yeah, default theme, yeah, basically just the default shit. Let's get here. Nice, man. Are you building anything, G Bounty? That I know that you had like shit tons of these projects you worked on. Are you still working on it? Okay, upload complete. Alrighty. Didn't you say that you would like to use Linux? Yeah, I would absolutely love to use Linux for development, yes. And I'm using that. That's why we're running Windows Linux subsystem, yes. Okay, it works. Nice. Okay. Can we click these things? Question is is, what do you know about system design? Because you state that it's poorly designed. I think outplayed. You need to construct your thoughts a little bit better, right? And I'm genuinely trying to give you an advice as a friend, as somebody that I knew through this stream a long time. You're very logically inconsistent, and you say things which are simply false, right? And me saying that I would rather use Linux for software development doesn't make Windows automatically bad or good or whatever, right? So, right, I would never use Linux to play video games. I would use Windows for that, right? So again, one thing doesn't neglect the other, right? So that's a logical fallacy you're creating there. You see, you even wrote, there you go, right? Because you need to broaden your scope of thinking. One thing doesn't necessarily make the other thing bad out of the box, right? Okay, this works. Awesome. Very awesome. You're starting to finish projects. Nice, man. Nice. I'm just scrolling through the old thoughts now just to see. Okay, storybook, so it does work. Works. Nice, nice. Okay, very good. I think we managed, guys. I think we managed. Some of them, as you can see, are actually not kind of parsing the image, which kind of sucks ass. That's a bit weird. No hard feelings, man. I love you, man. Thank you for the discussion. This is not to say I'm not here to be right or wrong. That's beside the point, man. I'm not 5 years old. I'm not discussing things with you or anyone else to be right. It's just this app is already Dockerized, man. That's how it's deployed. It's running in Kubernetes. Okay, well, how many do... Actually, we have a couple of people sign up today. Thank you very much. Maybe we can have a few more if you guys have a second. Jonas has joined as well. Wow, nice. Thank you, Jonas. I don't know if you're there, but I'm gonna give you a follow. Okay, fellas. Some heated discussions. They're good. Sometimes outplayed again. No hard feelings, buddy. Thank you for this. Thank you for being kind still and composed. We can discuss this. I think it would be more fun if I bring you on the stream, and then on profiles. Okay, really? Oh shit, man. What? Yeah, there is indeed. Crap. What? Okay, what? How is that possible? Let's fix that. Let's fix that. Let's fix that already. Jesus Christ. Okay, let's see what happened there. Wait, let's check out master. Okay, that's a bummer. Profile. Wait, let's go to view. Oh shit, I'm sharing my face. Sorry for that. Let's actually fix that crap. That sucks ass, man. Profile statistics, profile header, profile social icons. Nah, I don't. Is it this? Oh shit, man. I think, wait a minute. I think because did I insert like the whole URL here or something? Wait a minute. Okay, now it's correct. Okay. So I think something has maybe happened in the meanwhile. Maybe same with LinkedIn. Let's see. Profile, edit profile, profile, YouTube, website, GitLab, LinkedIn. Oh, okay, I see. Yeah, okay, wow. And now I'm a little bit confused. Okay, so we kind of, so in simple words, we need to kind of either, yeah, maybe just expect the full host name and full URL instead of partial thing, right? Let me just try to save it like this, because my assumption is that I'm probably concatenating them right like this. No, well, I mean, yeah, oh, fuck. What? Yeah, exactly. Sakif, good evening, buddy. Thank you very much for the follow. So as you can see, it was that basically. So it actually does work, but you're not supposed to put the. I mean, I built this very long ago, right? I mean, we could do that. Let's actually see. I mean, I need to go to sleep, but let's at least see if we can quickly do that with AI, just very fast. Yeah, let's see. Let's see if we can quickly do it. Let's support both full-fledged URLs or partial ones in our ones when user adds a LinkedIn or any other profile ID or full URL. Let's see if we can quickly fix it like this. But I'm always more open to singular rules than supporting multiple things, honestly, because it's less things to maintain. So like, I think the simplest thing here would be just, hey, but let's see, right? Because, yeah, no. Actually, wait. Yeah, but then it has to be backwards compatible and stuff like that. So I think we probably can't finish it now because I need to run a database migration, right? That's gonna go through existing URLs and say, oh, so we need. So let's actually create a task for tomorrow or whenever I have the time. So let's say improve social profile URLs and migrate existing profiles to full-fledged URLs, something like that, right? And I'll just take a screenshot here. Write a migration script to update existing, possibly broken URLs. So I think that's kind of. Screenshot. Did I say screenshot or you're just trolling me? Shit, man. It's 20 past midnight. Screw you guys and your discussions. Crap. All right, fellas. Let's round it up. Screenshot. Yeah. What was I? Was I millennial? No, Zoomer, Boomer, Millennial. Millennial, yeah, I'm a millennial. Yeah, exactly. That's what you get from these 37 years old millennials. Screenshot. That's how my brain feels at the. I think at this point, Josh, that is inevitable. That is absolutely certain. That is true. Yeah. I have absolutely zero doubts about that. Yes. I just looked at the watch and it was 20 past midnight, and I have to go to work in 7 hours. So, screw you guys. Screw you. All right, everybody, Josh, Bounty, everybody, Jonas, and Outplayed, and all of you guys, thank you very much for being here. Thank you for the discussions. Sorry for the heated ones. Sometimes they're fun, sometimes they're not, but that's fine. We can't always agree on everything, so sometimes it's good that we disagree and maybe yeah, learn something new, each one of us. So yeah, exactly, Chica, exactly, pretty much. All right, guys, thank you so much. No hard feelings, anyone, please. Have a good one as well, my friend, and I'll see you guys tomorrow or some other time. Peace out, everybody. Good night. Bye bye. Cheers.